In this video, we're going to go over the history of Jackson Hole and how it came to be one of the most popular skiing destinations in America. Before the arrival of European settlers, Jackson Hole's pristine valley served as sacred hunting grounds for Native American tribes including the Shoshone, Crow, Blackfeet, and Gros Ventre. These tribes would traverse the valley during summer months, following herds of elk and bison while gathering berries and pine nuts from the white bark pine tree. Archaeological evidence suggests the Shoshone's presence in the area dates back over 10,000 years, with tribes using the valley seasonally from mid-May through late fall, establishing deep cultural roots in this majestic landscape. In 1707, the first European American to enter the valley was John Colter, who had been part of the Lewis and Clark expedition. After being discharged from the Corps of Discovery at Fort Mandan, Colter explored the region during a harsh winter, becoming the first to document the valley's extraordinary features. The area's distinctive name originated from Davy Jackson, a rugged mountain man who extensively trapped beaver in the area during the 1820s. The term hole was used by early trappers to describe a high mountain valley surrounded by mountains, and Jackson's frequent presence led to the name that would stick for centuries. In the early 1800s, famous mountain men like Jim Bridger, Jedediah Smith, and William Sublette frequented the valley, traveling between summer rendezvous where they would trade their beaver pelts. The fur trade era, though relatively brief, marked the first significant European-American presence in Jackson Hole, with trappers establishing temporary camps throughout the valley. By 1845, the fur trade had drawn to a close as silk hats replaced beaver felt in fashion. Until 1884, the region remained largely untouched by permanent settlement, when John Holland and John Carnes established the first homesteads in the area. These pioneers were quickly followed by others seeking to claim land under the Homestead Act of 1862, which offered 160 acres to anyone willing to cultivate the land for 5 years. By 1900, the valley's population had grown to 640 hardy souls, who had to adapt to the challenging climate with its brutally cold winters and short growing seasons. The 1890s saw the establishment of the valley's first real community, with the town of Jackson being founded in 1894. In a groundbreaking move that would later earn Wyoming the nickname the Equality State, Jackson elected an all-female town council in 1920. With roughly 300 residents at the time, the town lacked law enforcement, and taxes and fines were going uncollected. The elected women proved their mettle by increasing the town treasury, improving the water system, getting rid of garbage in the streets, grading the roads, and beautifying the cemetery. In 1912, a pivotal moment in the valley's history came with the establishment of the National Elk Refuge. The severe winter of 1908-9 had brought widespread starvation among the valley's elk herds. Through the crusading efforts of Stephen Leake and his photographs, the U.S. Biological Survey established the refuge with an initial allotment of 1,000 acres. Today, the refuge spans nearly 25,000 acres and feeds over 7,000 elk every winter. The evolution of Jackson Hole as a premier ski destination began in 1937 when valley residents built a ski tow at Teton Pass. In 1939, Snow King Resort opened as Wyoming's first ski area, featuring a rope tow powered by an old Ford tractor. The wheels of an Army pickup truck drove the ropes up what was then called the Old Man's Flats. However, the real transformation came in 1961 when Paul McAllister purchased the Crystal Springs Girl Scout Ranch for $1,355 an acre at the base of Rendezvous Mountain. McAllister formed the Jackson Hole Ski Corporation with partners Alex Morley and Gordon Graham. Their vision was ambitious: to transcend the European ski model by building a 2.5-mile aerial tramway. Construction began in 1964, and by 1965, Après-Vous Mountain opened with 3 double chairlifts. The following year, the Jackson Hole Aerial Tram began operation, carrying 63 people, plus a conductor to the summit at 10,450 feet in just over 9 minutes. The resort's reputation for extreme terrain was established early. In 1960, Barry Corbet famously looked into what would become Corbet's Couloir and declared, "Someday, someone will ski that." The resort quickly gained international recognition, hosting the Wild West Classic in 1967, where Olympic champion Jean-Claude Killy proclaimed, "If there is a better ski mountain in the United States, I haven't skied it." In 1971, Bill Briggs made history as the first person to ski down the 13,770-foot Grand Teton, cementing Jackson Hole's status as a proving ground for expert skiers. Through the 1980s, the resort struggled financially despite its growing reputation among hardcore skiers. The challenging terrain and wild Wyoming experience deterred many casual skiers. In 1992, McAllister sold to the Kemmerer family, who would invest over $300 million in improvements over the following decades. Their most significant investment came in 2008, with the $31 million replacement of the original tram. The new 100-passenger tram maintains Jackson Hole's distinction of having the longest continuous vertical rise of any lift in the U.S. at 4,139 feet. The 2008 financial crisis temporarily halted rapid price escalation in the valley, but Jackson Hole's tourism economy proved remarkably resilient, helped by its reputation as a luxury destination. The 2007/8 season set records with over 480,000 skier visits and more than 600 inches of snowfall. The resort continued to expand, adding the Teton lift in 2015 for its 50th anniversary and upgrading the Thunderlift to twice its original speed in 2022. The COVID-19 pandemic in 2020 brought dramatic changes to Jackson Hole. While initially causing significant economic disruption, the normalization of remote work led to an unprecedented surge in real estate activity and new residents. Home prices skyrocketed, with the median single-family home price exceeding $2.5 million. This boom intensified existing challenges around housing affordability and community character, forcing many longtime residents and essential workers to leave the valley. Today, Jackson Hole stands as one of North America's premier mountain destinations, a rare place where wild beauty and modern luxury exist in remarkable harmony. While world-class ski runs and upscale amenities draw visitors from around the globe, the valley's vast protected lands and wildlife corridors ensure that its essential character remains untamed. Here, guests can still experience authentic Western heritage alongside contemporary comforts. This unique balance between preservation and progress has made Jackson Hole not just a vacation destination, but a symbol of how thoughtful development can enhance rather than diminish a place's natural majesty. That's it for this week's Leisure Lore. And please do us a favor and subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed it. It means the world to us.